The cold wind blows and the leaves rustle softly. Quite a cold night. I seem to feel more hesitant to continue walking by the second. Matter of factly, I can't even believe I actually agreed to do this. I'll never know if I made a mistake because if it's too late and if the house isn't abandoned, we'll get arrested. Surely did this for friendship because my good friend may have to reconsider that title William wanted us to. But still something seems very off. Suddenly William says to me, "So Harry, dude, what do you want to steal first?" This question makes me feel kinda sick, but still I speak back, as if I wasn't feeling any discomfort or guilt. I don't know. Don't ask me. I actually only came here because William asked me to. We were close friends and I couldn't say no, but deep inside me words echo. This isn't a smart decision. This isn't a correct decision. This isn't the decision anyone successful would take. Then why don't I go? I guess it was mostly because it would feel like I'm betraying him. But this, the whole concept and implications of this, we are robbing a freaking private property. But why? This is stupid and has a huge statistic chance of failure and getting caught. But I only said yes because of him, because of what he means to me, and because I didn't want to lose that. As we get closer, the sound of cawing crows can be heard from the distance. As the dark and lone forest's large pine trees leave us behind, the night, the stars and the sky can be seen. After a while, William speaks back to me. "Oh, don't be such a pussy, Harry Berry," he says, poking me lightly. "This is just a little bit of fun, and you know we can stop by any second, moment or time you want. It's just that you'll have to come back all by yourself. Just imagine it, Harry. You alone, completely helpless. Kids like you may not make it home without responsible people like me." The last words sent shivers down my spine by the way they were said. They sounded more threatening yet reassuring in its own twisted way. How could I go back home so late? It's nearly 11 p.m. It was clear he was saying this just to get me staying with him in this horrible mistake. Could he really mean it? If so, why? Why let me in such dangerous circumstances? Only he had a car and a driving license. I felt bad and muttered softly, "Oh, alright." William chuckled as he said, "Now that's the attitude. Come on, don't be stupid." I saw the other person that was coming with us. She was William's other friend who decided to keep us company. She wasn't really my friend too. She's very closed up, but we attended the same high school, so I've seen and heard of her before. William told me her name, Sylvie. She suddenly spoke to him, breaking the silence. "This kid isn't ready for it. You can at least let me drive him home?" she said, mildly annoyed. William responded to her, "You can tell me what to do with him. And right now he will go with us and help us do a tiny little bitty itty illegal job. What you gonna do about it, huh?" Sylvie almost slapped William in the face, but he hid a fresh wound she got on her stomach from a fight and she got down. "We will do it, idiots! Whether you want it or not. won't stop to drive any little shit like you, Harry. Understood? I was shocked, but I nodded. Sylvie stood up and we continued walking. There was an undeniable sadness and defeat in her face for a moment, before replacing it with that frown she wore everywhere she went to. I was dying of fear with each step we took. I'm very easy to scare also. I'm a pretty safe, good guy for this to be happening to me. I hate risk and things that are out of my control. I was the youngest of all of three. William was 17, Sylvia 16, and I was 15. The last thing I wanted to do was something risky, but here I am, and I can't go back. Whoa! As we took further steps, we finally reached the mansion. It began to rain. Drops and drops of water fell upon us. Everyone had to get their phones in their backpacks. The door seemed to be locked by fingerprint access, but as we walked further, William applied a fake fingerprint on the already old and wasted device. As we entered, we smelled and saw the mansion inside. It seemed as if it had been recently cleaned. It had a sweet scent reminiscent of lemons, but who could have? There weren't any people in here, and that was for sure. But there wasn't any dust, not a single particle in the air. It was almost as the place was abandoned really recently. As we walked by again, the place seemed all too pristine but also lonely. There was not a single soul in there, no joy, no maids or butlers, no pay, no pets, no nothing. But out of nowhere something, what seemed like a mummy? A really rotten, yet inexplicably moving body covered in bandages. Everything but its vacant eye sockets and its mouth with the most yellow teeth I've ever seen. I screamed, "Run, guys!" I ran away from it, but William and Sylvie stayed. She pulled out a pocket knife she always kept with her to stab the creature, but it slapped the knife far away. She still tried to protect William, but it was too late. The strange and violent mummy-like creature started eating William alive, all unraveling in a gruesome scene. Layla backed up. For the first time on what I've seen on her, shocked and afraid. She ran away even though she wanted to fight it. After no sound came out, I looked out for the thing that ate him. I didn't want to see his body, so I glanced only up, never once at the floor. I saw the creature dragging the body away and retreating with a really fast pace. I came out of the table, trembling, almost crying. My eye twitched from what I just heard happen. All his pain screams. And now he was just he was just gone. I looked for anyone, but almost everything seemed completely alone. Now everything felt more isolated and dangerous, and most importantly, the lights had gone completely. The air was now cold as the windows opened to the easy wind and rain outside. As I walked further, I noticed a figure seemingly searching for me. I didn't know who it was, but I tried to avoid it. since it may have been that horrible monster I saw earlier. I cautiously pulled out a flashlight from my backpack. If you're that little shit that killed him, I'm smarter than you and I'm gonna crush your skull, I said, not believing any single word of my own. Speak up right now or else! I pointed the flashlight at it because it finally turned on to discover her who was standing here was Sylvie. Hey, you dumbass! I'm not that little piece of crap. Sil. I'm sure I'll find a way to get us out of here. We need to get out before something happens to us. Didn't you see what just happened? Are you not gonna talk about your best friend being eaten? I was at a loss for words. My breath quickened. I felt anxious. I'm trying to avoid that. No, shut up! We stood there and fucked while we hit like a little coward, and now he's dead, she said, sounding really angry. I break into tears. I warned you guys. I told you to hide with me, okay? Okay? I almost screamed this, but I have the decency and willpower to not. I just wanted to make everyone happy. I wanted everyone to love me, but now it's all gone. Suddenly, the doors in front and back of us shut closed. I looked at them as soon as I heard the loud slam that seemingly no one did. The lights came in again, but faintly. They were no longer yellow, but some kind of orange. As a result of this, my heartbeat was fast from all of this. This whirlwind between mourning and fear. My head hurt from all these horrible events that happened tonight. Suddenly, a weird, creepy giggle resounded through the place, echoing through the walls. It sounded like the one of a girl's. I freezed in terror. William told us that this place was abandoned. If so, then how the freak? An audible voice is heard. Who is there? Sylvie stood there, picking the knife the creature slapped away from her not long ago. But after that single giggle, the voice didn't make any other sound. We walked up the stairs. There were 3 doors, one at the center, another 2 at the left and right corners. I swallowed hard as I said to Sylvie, I think we should go to the second door. Number 2 is the middle number here, so I've got a good feeling about it. Suddenly, coming from another place of the mansion, an old song began playing all of a sudden. I didn't exactly know where it was being played, but I knew it was certainly being played on a vinyl record player. The question remains unanswered. Who was moving this? I don't think the mommy knows how to play that. And aside from it, as far as I know, there's no one besides me and Sylvie. I heard him scream of terror and pain. I heard his insides being cracked open. I heard so much I wish I couldn't hear. But then who was it? That question echoed through my head. Then Sylvie said, we should go right, moron. That's where it seems to come from. She pointed at it. We opened the door. It didn't have any lock neither. As the rest of the mansion, it led to a hallway. I could hear the sound of the music more closely with each step. As we finally stepped to the only room, we opened the door. The room there was small. It had the old record player on a small table, a bed, a closet which seemed fairly new, even with clothes in it, which seemed in fact like make clothes. They were also definitely girl clothes. I turned the record player off, sighing of relief, but my sigh got cut off by a sigh that seemed from the same girl who giggled earlier. Just that now, it seemed closer.